Hi guys, in this video we'll be looking at Ain't No Sunshine. I'm sure everyone knows this song, but for clarity, this is what it sounds like. Okay guys, hello and welcome to this Ain't No Sunshine guitar lesson. In this video we'll be looking at the chords for the song, how it plays on the track, the actual guitar track, and then some ideas on how to kind of mess around with it if you were to play it live, make it a bit more interesting for yourself. Okay guys, before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you've enjoyed this video and want to see more, please click the link below to take you to our website where you'll see write-ups for this and all other videos, as well as hundreds of guitar lessons for absolutely free. Nothing at all. So we're in the key of A minor, which all piano players would love to hear. Unfortunately, this is a guitar lesson. So we're going to start with our normal A minor chord, your day one bog standard. And we've got actually a bit of finger picking going on. You can do it with your pick, but you know, why not? If you're not used to it, broaden your horizons, try this. So for this technique, you have to break up your thumb and your hands so you get a bit of movement within the chord itself. So it's going to be thumb, fingers, nice and simple to start with. So you get thumb on the A string and then fingers on the D, G and B strings together. So that's first, second and third on those strings, and you go as one and two and nice and simple rhythm. That rhythm is going to carry out for this guitar part. Our next chord is an E minor. So for that, I'm going to change from this finger I had for the A minor. I'm just going to lift everything off apart from the note that was on the D string. So whatever finger you're using for that, probably your second finger. So I'm going to be using my second finger. So I'll show you this now. There's an A minor. And as I change the E minor, I've lifted everything else off bar that one finger. Alright, and whilst I'm doing that, my thumb has gone from the A string to the E string, but the rest of the fingers are still playing the same strings. And now for the next chord, which is a G major. Normally everyone knows a G major like that. This is a different way of playing it. So I'm going to break the chord up a little bit. It's going to be third finger on the third fret of the E string, and then just open D, G and B strings, because those three notes, D, G and B, are the notes in the G major. So there you go, nice and easy. And for this now, we've got this. So two beats of A, then one beat of E, one beat of G. So because we're doing one and as our rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and then so it's a 2-bar phrase. You just hold that, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and then back. Okay, following that, we've got an E minor up on the 7th fret. So this is a A minor bar chord. I know it doesn't know what that is. If you play an A minor like you did, move that shape up to where your second finger is on the 9th fret. So it's going to be there. You've got to rejig your finger slightly, and you've got a bar on your first finger across the 7th fret, and the rest of your fingers are playing that same shape as before. So that's an E minor, just using the same shape as an A minor. And it's the same rhythm again, so thumb on the A string, fingers on the rest. Moving that to a D minor, so same shape, move down 2 frets. Really simple, and back to. Really, really simple, but so effective. You don't have to be complicated to be, you know, a great songwriter or a great musician, really. Bill Withers was fantastic, and he never played anything particularly hard. And that is such a great song, and you can see how simple it is. It's only four chords, really just looped over and over again. So that really comprises the song as the parts that plays in the track. Now, when it comes to being a bit more interested in what you're doing, you always have to take stock of who you're playing with. Is there a piano player? Is there another guitar player? Things like that. So you need to have kind of a backup plan, essentially. If you've prepared something where it's just you and guitar, say it's you, bass and drums, versus you, a piano, or you, another guitar, or both of those at the same time. So you need to be a little bit aware and take caution about what you play, as to not to get in front of anyone else and to leave space. So the things you could do to spice this up is change where you play these chords. Maybe you want to reduce the frequency range that you're playing in. Now, to do so, you would simply start extracting strings from this shape. So rather than maybe like a 5-string or a 6-string chord, you will take that shape and just get rid of the notes on the A and the D string, for instance. What that does is takes out those lower sounding notes, leaving you with a thinner and more trebly chord. But of course, if there's other chordal instruments going on, or other things happening, you don't want to really be down here when you don't need to be. So you could be that kind of thing. When it comes to the I know bit, a lot of people will see instruments doubling up on that. So that would just be the 5th fret of the D string going to the 7th fret. Nice and easy. Really fun rhythm. One thing you could do, so the next step would be to harmonize that. Play the thirds. So rather than 5th and 7, it would be 4 and 5 on the G string. Gives a bit more interest as well. You could also change these chords to minor 7ths. So they all fit nicely within the key of A minor. So that means all of them will just follow simple 7th chord conversions. Just find what the harmonic 7th for each of these chords is. Stick it in and it just softens the sound a little bit. Gives you a bit more room to play with, and the same thing on these bar chords. If we want to do a bar and a minor 7 here, all we do is lift our pinky in this shape. That's on the bar. We've got a 7. See if you can tell the difference. Just softens it slightly. And instead of maybe that rhythm that I was playing before, you could arpeggiate them. And then maybe add some different rhythm. Add some rhythm, look for places where you can get a bit more groovy with it, maybe a bit more modern. You know, this type of song, because it's so open, it just leaves so much room for your own creativity to come through. That's why I wanted to show this very simple song. It's not particularly hard to play, and it's great for people who are just picking up the guitar. Really popular song, you can kind of play away with it. But for people who are kind of in that middling stage where they're trying to branch out, you can always go back to these really simple songs and look how you can expand it musically and tastefully, right? You know, change the groove up slightly, not too much. Don't go crazy with it. This isn't a heavy metal song, for instance. Not to say it couldn't be. You know, let your own creativity pave the way for what you want to do, but always be mindful of the genre you're playing in and the band that you're playing with. Even if it's just yourself, you know, let's reduce it back. If it's just yourself playing, this is great. Maybe you want a more interesting. You start strumming it, adding energy, detracting energy where you want. It's really, it's a huge ocean for you to dive into. Guys, if this has been useful, please leave a comment. Any questions as well. I mean, this is getting into a bit more kind of expanding your own musicality stuff. So please leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you've taken anything away and you want to share that with us, please, I would love to hear it. That's been it from me. Good luck with the practice, and I'll catch you next time.